Hey everybody, today is Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. I'm Gene, and welcome to the Wednesday show of Hanging with Uncle. Before we get started today, again, please hit that subscribe button if you have not. We're really trying to grow our channel. And hit that like button. It spreads the word, lets everybody know that, we're out here in the universe and we exist. And that notification bell on the far right, please click that. It'll let you know whenever we go live and put new content out there. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, again, Wednesday is not really a very long show, but I kind of wanted to talk about the House passing a spending bill, short term, and what that means, because it's just a short-term bill. It funds the government till right after the first of the year. But in my opinion, what's important is what's not in the bill, and that is funding for Ukraine and their defense against their war with Russia that Vladimir Putin unjustly provoked. And it does not address any aid to Israel in their fight against Hamas. Now, the Israel thing, to me personally, they are a big ally to the United States. Yes, Israel has the right to defend themselves, but it's like what we're taught in the police academy, a continuation of force, the force continuum, right? Hamas did some atrocious things, killed Israelis and took some hostage. And Israel has every right to defend themselves. But Israel defending themselves is accepting all the collateral damage that is the death of innocent Palestinians that are not part of Hamas, and it seems like nobody cares what happens to the Palestinians. And again, that's wrong. You create your enemies by the way you treat the people you come across. So that's all I have to say really about that, is that Netanyahu is going overboard. He doesn't care if he kills 100 Palestinians to get to one Hamas fighter, and that's just wrong. So I don't think it's right to withhold aid to Israel, but I think we just need to take a step back, understand the geographics and the nature that Israel is fighting, and find a better solution so there's not innocent civilian collateral damage and casualties. Now, Ukraine, to me, is extremely important because, remember, Vladimir Putin and Russia illegally invaded Ukraine. Unprovoked war, they attacked. Now, the short-sightedness of the GOP in Congress saying, well, why should we fund Ukraine? That's not our business. That's over them. Let them fight their own war. That's pretty stupid, in my opinion, because you're not taking in the entire picture. You're just placating to your base to try to fundraise to say, look, I'm trying to, stop unnecessary government spending. Well, we have to look at what's at stake. Okay, so let's say we leave Ukraine out in the cold. What does that mean? Ukraine has a very large resource of natural gas. The pipeline from Ukraine that supplies Germany with their fuel and power, in order to, turn the lights on and heat the homes, a lot of that comes from Ukraine. So what if Vladimir Putin gets a hold of that? What if Vladimir Putin gets a hold of all the natural resources that are there, like titanium, lithium, uranium? How much stronger would that make Vladimir Putin against the world if he were to have those assets, because sorry, jets flying overhead. How much weaker would the rest of the world be if Vladimir Putin conquered Ukraine, got his hands on those resources, and was able to exploit people even more and enrich his own pockets with the resources that he would acquire from Ukraine? So it's very important for our national security that Putin does not get those resources. Because if he did, no doubt that they would be shared with China, North Korea, Iran. So, elected Republicans in Washington, D.C., stop being a dumbass, pull your head out of your ass, realize the national security implications here in the United States if Vladimir Putin were to be successful in taking over Ukraine, and fund, when I say fund, supply Ukraine with the resources they need to beat back Russia and defeat them and drive them out of their country for our sake. Okay? So that's all I really have to say about that. I really don't care that, Mike Johnson passed a short-term spending bill the same way McCarthy did, having to get help from Democrats. But again, that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay? And I think before we start really throwing a lot of complaints at Congress, you have to realize in the House of Representatives, there are 435 people, and you need 218 votes right now with the current, membership in Congress to get anything passed. Now, if you, just to put that in perspective, imagine your own home dynamic, okay? Husband, wife, kids, all right? Try saying, this is my way, I'm ruling with an iron fist, and see how fast your family turns on you. Try to come together and say, well, how much are we going to need to go on vacation, and where are we going to go? And just with 3 people, not 435, just 3 people coming to a consensus that appeases everybody in some way, without just saying my way or the highway, because that's authoritarian rule, not in a democracy. Democracy, everybody has input. So just try that. See how hard that is sometimes. Even if it's just husband and wife, how difficult can those conversations be to come to an agreement on budget? What are we going to spend? Where are we going to spend it? What bills need to be paid? What are we going to do to address the needs of the house and the family? Now, that's what I think a lot of Republicans don't understand. It takes both houses, Democrats and Republicans, working together on behalf of the people. That's the way it's supposed to work in court, according to the Constitution, not my way or the highway. So just lets me know Kevin McCarthy must have been an asshole for him to get voted out for doing the same thing Mike Johnson did, and he's still here. We'll see how much longer that lasts. But anyway, just to get back on point, and I'll sign it off real quick. Fund Ukraine with the resources they need. Not so much give Ukraine money, but give Ukraine the resources they need to beat Russia and send them packing and make it a waste of time, just like Afghanistan was for them back in the 80s. That's all I have to say. Let's not be so short-sighted. Recognize why some things that happen on the other side of the world have a direct impact on us and our national security. So I'm going to leave it there. And as always, be kind to one another and treat one another the way you want to be treated. And Zane and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. So